Hey guys, I'm Patrick Mealey, and today I'm going to be predicting the NFL season for the 2025-26 season. And I'm here with MooMooDa right here. And as you already know, the NFL season is almost here. So MooMooDa and I, as Eagles fans, so is Wong too, back into bed. And Yoo-Hoo as a Packers fan, and Happy Dragons as Ravens fans, Sheila as a Falcons fan, and Mike and Gabe and Hosa and Wasa as Bills fans. You know, I'm looking forward to the NFL season, and this is my 5th year doing NFL vlogs and reactions, so this is crazy, man. This is crazy. Okay, it's time to predict the NFL season. MooMooDa, are you ready to predict the 2025-26 NFL season together? Then let's do this. Okay, MooMooDa and I are predicting the 2025-26 NFL season together. So, MooMooDa, I'm going to put you down. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the moment of truth has arrived. And now we're going to be predicting the 2025-26 NFL season. And here we go. Okay, as you can see, here is the schedule for the 2025-26 NFL season. Here's week 1. So obviously the Eagles taking on Dallas in week 1, the opener. And the Chiefs versus the Chargers in Brazil. And the Bills versus the Ravens, which will be hosting Wasa's first game as Bills fans. And the rest will be filled in together. Okay, let's predict the 2025-26 season. And I'm going to simulate week 1 in 3, 2, 1, boom. And as you can see, my week 1 predictions go like this. So I'm predicting my Eagles to beat Dallas 33-17, and the Chiefs to beat the Chargers 17-13. It might be an easy one. And I predict Buffalo to win 30-27. Okay, moving on to week 2. And in week 2, I predict that the Chiefs are going to avenge the Eagles' loss, even though I'm an Eagles fan and I hate the Chiefs. So I'm going to take this as a close loss. And I'm predicting the Bills to beat the Jets so badly 31-18. And Sheila's Falcons, wow, 23-20. That's interesting. Okay, as you can see from the standings, the Chiefs and the Broncos are 2-0. The Bills and the Dolphins are 2-0. The Bengals versus Steelers. The Bengals and Steelers 2-0. And surprisingly, all the AFC South are 0-2. Which makes me think they're not going to win and go to the playoffs. Okay, so in the NFC South, we got the Falcons and the Panthers 2-0. Commanders and Eagles. Well, the Commanders in the lead in the NFC East, and the Eagles 1-1. And the Lions 2-0. And the 49ers and the Rams 2-0 as well. Okay, moving to week 3. And as you can see, I predict my Eagles to win 37-16 over the Rams after a bounce back from a loss to the Chiefs. And I predict the Bills to win in a close game 27-24. So I hope the Bills beat the Dolphins again, just like they did in other previous editions or previous games. And we got the Chiefs 3-0, Chargers and Broncos 2-1, and the Bills 3-0. Bengals and Steelers 3-0, and the Texans leading in the AFC South. And for the NFC South, we have got the Falcons and the Panthers. Falcons leading 3-0. Lions leading 3-0. 49ers leading 3-0. And guess what? My Eagles are on top. That's right, with just 2-1. Okay, let's move on to week 4. And week 4, surprisingly, has an Ireland game, which I'm looking forward to. So let's simulate week 4 right now. Okay, as you can see, my Eagles will defeat the Buccaneers 37-14 and revenging from last year's loss. And I predict the Bills to blow out the Saints 43-10. And I predict the Chiefs to win a close game 27-24. So, yeah, okay, moving on to week 5. Okay, so for week 5, I predict my Eagles to blow out the Broncos 36-14. And I predict the Bills to blow out the Patriots 37-10, since the Bills have their snow uniforms yesterday for the rivalries campaign. So that'll be interesting. And I predict the Chiefs to beat the Jaguars 31-17. Okay, moving to week 6. Okay, so here is week 6, and I predict the Eagles to beat the Giants in a blowout 34-7. And I predict the Bills to blow out the Falcons 34-10. I believe their strong defense continues to show up. And I believe that the Chiefs will beat the Lions 31-24 in a 2023 kickoff rematch. So that'll be interesting. Okay, moving on to week 7. Okay, so for week 7, I have the Eagles beating the Vikings 36-14. That would be an easy win. And I think the Bills take a bye. And I predict the Chiefs to beat the Raiders 31-14. Okay, moving on to week 8. Okay, so here are my predictions for week 8. And I predict the Eagles to beat the Giants 42-7. That'll make it a demolition of the Giants. And I predict the Bills to blow out the Panthers 34-10. And I predict Washington to upset Kansas City 30-27. Come on, Washington, you can do it. Okay, moving on to week 9. And for week 9, my Eagles take a bye, obviously. And I predict the Bills to beat the Chiefs 31-23. Mike and Gabe and Host and Watson will be happy to see this result. Okay, moving on to week 10. Okay, so for week 10, I got the Eagles to lose to the Packers by 3, even though my Eagles are so super defensive that they want to win, so you never know. And I predict the Bills to beat the Dolphins 34-14, so that will be interesting if the Bills sweep the Dolphins again. Okay, moving on to week 11. Okay, so for week 11, the Commanders and the Dolphins meet in Madrid, Spain, which is surprising. Okay, so the Dolphins will beat the Commanders 34-24. And you can see my Eagles beating the Lions 27-24. And the Broncos defeating the Chiefs 31-24. And the Bills having their first loss of the season against the Buccaneers. Hopefully this will happen one day. Okay, so in the halfway mark, we see the Bills leading with 9-1, Steelers in second place with 8-2, Broncos and Chiefs and Chargers fighting for the division in the AFC West, and for the AFC South, Texans in the lead by 1 win over the Jaguars and the Titans. And you can see the NFC West goes like this: the 49ers and the Seahawks both in the top 2, Eagles in the lead in the NFC East, and the Lions in third, 8-2, and the Falcons in 4th, also 8-2. Okay, moving on to week 12. Okay, so here's week 12, and I predict my Eagles to blow out Dallas 37-10. And that was a pretty easy victory, as the Bills try to avenge the Texans from last loss 30-27. And then the Chiefs will blow out the Colts 43-14. Okay, moving on to week 13. Okay, so for week 13, I predict the Eagles to win against the Bears on Black Friday 39-20. And I predict the Bills to absolutely crush to the Steelers 30-20. And I predict the Chiefs to win over Dallas 37-34. Okay, moving to week 14 now. Okay, so for week 14, I got my Eagles beating the Chargers on Monday Night Football 38-19. Then I predict the Bengals to beat the Bills 30-27. I wish Joe Burrow would beat the Bills again, even though Mike and Gabe are Bills fans, but we'll see. Okay, let's move on to week 15. Okay, so here are week 15's results. And I predict the Eagles to beat the Raiders 39-17, another blowout. And then I predict the Bills to finally beat the Patriots on the road 27-24. And the Chiefs will beat the Chargers 24-21. Okay, moving on to week 16. 3 more weeks to go. Okay, so for the week before Christmas, I predict the Eagles to beat the Commanders 30-27 in a very close game. And I predict the Bills to win 33-17 over the Browns. and the Chiefs will lose to the Titans 30-27. Okay, moving to Week 17. Okay, so for Week 17, I predict the Eagles to beat the Bills 33-27, and I predict the Chiefs to beat the Broncos 19-16. Okay, moving on to the final week of the regular season, Week 18. And for the final week of 2025-26 regular season, I predict my Eagles to win 34-20, and then I predict the Bills to blow out the Jets 34-10. Okay, so there you have it. These are the final standings of the AFC. So as you can see, the Bills won the division, 13-4 record. Dolphins, 8-9 record. Chiefs, 13-4 record. Broncos, 10-7 record, not bad. Ravens, 12-5 record. Steelers, 12-5 record. Titans, 10-7 record. And for first place, we got the Eagles, 15-2. Packers, 14-3. Lions, 13-4. Falcons, 13-4. Buccaneers, 10-7. 49ers, 12-5 into the Rams, 11-6. Okay, moving on to the playoffs. Okay, so here are the playoff matches, or the wildcard matches, however you say it. So we got from the NFC, the Lions at the 49ers, the Rams at the Falcons, and the Buccaneers at the Packers. And from the AFC, you got the Steelers at the Titans, the Broncos at the Ravens, and the Dolphins at the Chiefs. Okay, I'm gonna simulate the wildcard matches in 3, 2, 1, boom. And as you can see from the NFC, you got the 49ers, Falcons, and Packers advancing. And from the AFC, you have got the Steelers, Ravens, and Chiefs advancing. Okay, moving on to the divisional round. And these are the divisional round matches. And you got from the NFC, the Falcons at the Packers, and the 49ers at the Eagles. And from the AFC, you got the Ravens at the Chiefs and the Steelers at the Bills. Okay, so I'm going to simulate the divisional round matches in 3, 2, 1, boom. And you can see from the NFC, the Falcons and the Eagles advancing. And from the AFC, the Chiefs and the Bills. Okay, moving on to the championship round. Okay, so here's the conference championship round. From the NFC, the Falcons and the Eagles. And from the AFC, the Chiefs and the Bills. Okay, I'm going to simulate who is going to Super Bowl 60 in 3, 2, 1, boom. And you can see from the NFC, it's the Eagles who are going to the Super Bowl, and the AFC, the Bills will go to the Super Bowl. Okay, now is the moment. So here is the moment. It is time to crown my Super Bowl 60 winner. It is the Eagles and the Bills to be crowned the winner. So here is my Super Bowl 60 winner prediction. I'm gonna close my eyes. And it's gonna be the Buffalo Bills. So the reason why I put the Buffalo Bills is because, you know, Mike and Gabe, along with Host and Wasa, have waited for a long time to see the Bills win a Super Bowl. So it's gonna be interesting, right? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, guys, thank you for watching my NFL prediction video. I'm looking forward to the NFL season, and so is MooMooDa. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting, and I'll talk to you again for the next video. Bye-bye.